This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on this Monday. Get your butts out of bed. There's no days off. Out here on a very chilly Monday. Good morning, Bob. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Enjoyed some football yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Some snow shoveling.
You enjoy snow shoveling?
I enjoy the completion of getting it done and looking at a driveway that's been shoveled. Yesterday was one of the more challenging snow shoveling jobs I would say that I've done in my life, but made it all the more satisfying when it was completed, Thitoff.
I want you to want to enjoy shoveling.
I don't hate it.
It caused a bit of confrontation in Casa de Thitoff yesterday.
Why is that?
Well, because I went out and shoveled, and then she viewed it afterwards, current administration, and wasn't exactly pleased with how it looked. And that's when I went into my Jack Nicholson, A Few Good Men. I want you to just, what is it, stand a post?
Just as soon as you said be thank you and be on your way.
Yes, that's what I thought it would be, yes. But if you don't like, man a post or pick up a weapon.
Yeah, and stand a post.
Stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think about me. That's what I said to her.
I mean, I don't know if that was the best snow shoveling job I'd seen in my life. So.
Oh, no, there's no doubt about it. It was mediocre. Because all I did was I always started off just shoveling behind the car and back. The car, thinking that I would start with that. And then I backed the car up out of the driveway because I was going to give it a little test run and go pick up my daughter's friend for a sleepover. And getting out of the driveway was fine. But going in to the driveway, back in when I realized this is not going to work out in a way I hoped it would because the road wasn't plowed yet. It took me about 20 minutes to get back in my driveway.
The only thing that would have been better is if you would have hit the other car with the one car. I love it. I love a good two-car accident in a parking lot. Those are or in a driveway. Those are usually the best.
My wife's done that before with our cars. One car into that. That's a fun insurance claim to make. What's
one
the
car
vehicle?
into the other car.
What's the vehicle? What's the other vehicle? It's this one. No, they're both on your account. I said, and I'm pissed at myself too. I want to sue me. So anyway, Bodie, good morning.
Morning, guys.
How was it getting in for you today, Bodes?
Well, my drive was great because I sat in the passenger seat. God bless my mom. 29 years running now. Greatest mom on earth. She came and got me because I wasn't going anywhere.
Couldn't get out of the garage?
Not even remotely. Between the foot of snow and then the extra, half foot plus that the plow pushed in front of my garage.
Right.
My Honda Civic said, yeah, I'm not feeling this one, Coach. We're going to sit right here in this driveway. And I kind of
you live in an apartment. You don't have it. I doubt you have a snow shovel, do you?
No, I do not, Bob. And
so even the ability to maybe try and shovel out
other
of
than
that.
my bare hands digging through like Andy Dufresne getting out of Shawshank. That wasn't happening.
25 years before you get here.
And I was, hit the gas and vroom, like, okay. So try to put it in reverse a little bit, and I'm basically already in my garage, so there wasn't too much movement to go backwards. So I tried to put it in reverse a little bit and just try to gun it. Vroom. And I was like, yep, okay, this is happening.
It's best that you didn't get any traction getting out of there because you probably would have just got stuck on the snow embankment.
Probably, yeah.
And then it would have been bad. So that's the joy is at the end of the driveway where the plow comes through and it all piles up. Then you've got to shovel your own little pathway through that. So that's what you were dealing with in addition to, Bode. So that would have been a bumpy situation for you by any stretch. Yeah, you don't have a shovel. So we had just bought.
Other than that,
I had joked we had bought. We have these big 40. I don't know. They're 48-inch. It's like they're called shovel plows or whatever. But we bought one. My neighbor had one. I liked it, so I bought one. And then my son's like, "Well, let's get another one so we can go shovel driveways." So we did that, and I thought there's zero chance we're going to use that this year. That's usually how it works. You buy something, then never get an opportunity to use it. And so like this in at least a decade, probably 15 years. And we pulled that bad boy out. It took a while because it was so heavy. The snow wasn't heavy, there was just so much of it to being able to get in and out of there. But we started behind the cars, and we have a wraparound driveway in the back and slab of driveway that's about big enough for a half-court basketball court, and so it's a lot of snow. So I started working on that, and a couple hours later, got enough traction to be able to get some stuff moving. Thankfully, my one neighbor who has a plow on the front of his truck pulled in, and he did like the front half of my driveway that goes past the house, and we got it all done. And then it would snow, and every hour and a half we'd come out and just run it all
Again.
Yeah, run it all through there. But then it was only like
Again.
an inch and a half, so it wasn't bad. But yeah, I was able to get that done, get that taken care of, and then went and picked up Thitoff this morning.
Yep, I appreciate that, Bob. Thank you so much for doing that. With how big your driveway is, I'm surprised you're not a snowblower guy.
Yep, that's those are for people with the faint of heart. Thitoff.
Okay.
I don't. Hey, I'm not going to besmirch that. They had one. I've never bought a snowblower. We had one when we moved in. It came with the house. It didn't snow enough for 3 or 4 years to be able to use it. I went to turn it on and start it. Well, it wasn't turn. It was a switch. It was a ripcord. So I went to start it, and that didn't happen. And so that summer, I got rid of it. I'm like, if it's not going to turn on when I need it, what good is having it? We never had them growing up. My dad's got one now, and so we'd always just shovel. So that's what we do. And I've got 4 kids. So my oldest son, RJ, came out there, and we shoveled a lot. And then we pulled his truck out, shoveled that thing out and around, dusted it all off. And so all the vehicles are fairly clean and can be driven around safely today.
I saw RJ Saturday, and he's like MacGyver. He emptied out his pockets of
the stuff that he had, don't even get me started
dude,
on that.
it looked like he was either going to help somebody,
Or
like
murder
you want to have,
someone.
he had like Boy Scout,
A lot
like
of stuff in
somebody
there,
needs
Buzz.
something, but also like, you know what? I think you might be out stealing a car tonight or something like that. It was that kind of a
He has
collection.
a pair of needle-nose pliers in there. For
Yeah, I know. I
heaven's sake.
saw. I was like,
I-
what are those for?
Just in his pockets?
Yeah, it's like his coat pocket.
Coat pocket. He found he has a coat like
Never
mine,
know.
like a big fleece, big downfilled, not fleece, but downfilled North Face, and he'll find things and just put them in his pockets, and then that's where they stay.
Wow.
I picked up his coat one time. I'm like, this thing weighs 15 pounds. It's like wearing a weighted vest.
Hey.
Like, dude, come on.
It was like me and like 4 semi-concerned parents around and watching him empty his pockets because I
There's a
wasn't
lot
sure.
of stuff in my parents when he left his coat at my parents' house, and they took all the stuff out and they put it in a bag, and he was so upset. He's like, I want those things in there.
Right?
I have them in there for a reason. I'm like, you found them on the ground, but either way.
And I was trying to get down to the reason. When he said, "Yeah, I have it there for a reason," what's the reason? And then he would kind of change the subject on me.
The reason is because he wants them in there.
Gosh, that makes perfect sense.
That's
You
the
never
reason.
know.
I got a big show lined up for you today. Bill Bender will join us at 6:20. We will also we have a Super Bowl matchup now.
Ooh.
New England beat Denver 10-7. Seattle over the Rams 31-27. We'll dive into that. So it will be
About
a
time
Patriots.
those Patriots
It was like
fans
those two
caught a break.
teams. It was like those 2 teams were played, or 2 games were played like in different countries.
Yeah.
By the end of the
By a
Denver
different
game,
set of rules.
yeah, I'm like looking at this, I'm like, and they showed the time lapse throughout, like no snow, no snow, no snow, little
yeah.
snow. Halfway through the 4th quarter, now you can't even cut on the field. So it was wild. And then all of a sudden, it's like boom, you go out to Seattle. I know it's in the north, and you're protected by the Pacific and the Bay and the warm air, but dudes only have the long sleeves on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like looks like it's a beautiful day out there. It was like 45, 50, hanging out, running around, throwing the ball. Guys making one-handed catches.
In that Broncos game, at some point they put like a digital. You could see the numbers on right.
Yeah, they did do the digital lining because you can't see any. Like they're playing. I'm like, where are they at on the field? By the way,
And there's one point
in
in
their
time.
own half. Going in. What's going on?
One point in time, they were showing something. And Artie said, "Dad, why'd that player disappear?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
there's
they
no way
start
disappear.
taking
Then
it
I
off.
start seeing, then you start, yeah, right. Then you see the players disappear for a moment, which would be a hell of a play. OSU men fell to Michigan Friday, 74-62. They host Penn State tonight at 7. NCAA women, Ohio State fell to number 10 Iowa, 91-70.
They were getting smoked. Okay, so it ended up being 20.
21,
when I
yep.
tuned in, it was 20. And then I was like, all right, that's enough of this. Time to go straight single screen football here.
Jackets defeated Tampa Bay 8-5 on Saturday. They host the Kings tonight at 7.
How about that?
That was a big win. Big win. And I'm glad they have it on that alumni night kind of thing, with those guys out there.
Well, you get a loss, you want to get back in the winning ways, and kudos to them for getting that done.
Cavs host the Magic tonight at 7. We'll talk about this later on, not the Cavs thing, trust me. But OSU has a new offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, now. We can talk about that.
Kind of the biggest news of the day, I would imagine.
Yes, I would say so. But starting out now, we're going to do this date in history now.
Time to smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Let's up my GPA, Bob.
Here we go. Ooh, it's tough. It is January 26th, 26th day of the year, 339 days remaining in this 2026. And I'm going to take a guess and say the 25th may have been the snowiest day of the year. That's where you get another day with 25 or with 12 plus inches.
We had that happen in April one year when I was
but then
middle school.
But then it melted probably within the
right.
week. The problem is it's going to be freezing.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, my brother lives in Grand Rapids. I go, he gets this like every 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh,
I'm not kidding you, but he's like,
Yeah.
I landed from the national championship game. He was down there in Miami. He's like, there's 8 inches of snow on the ground. I'm like, not like 3 or 4,
Yeah.
like 8. You cross that half foot. That's when shoveling is like, this is work.
Yeah.
This isn't like, hey, I can go bang this out in a half hour, 45 minutes. I'm here now, and I got to lift with my legs. Bend the knees. Get the weight belt on.
the legs feed the wolf, gentlemen.
Absolutely. That's what I told my son yesterday when we were shoveling. So I'm tired. Legs feed the wolf, bud. Let's go. 1837, Michigan, speaking of, is admitted as the 26th state in the Union. 1838, the state of Tennessee passes the first law of prohibition in the country. 1915, the Rocky Mountain National Park is established by Congress. 1934, Apollo Theater is opened in Harlem, New York City, one of the great venues and very historical venues in all of our country.
Until Drago killed him.
Well, Drago killed Apollo, but
Not Apollo Theater.
no.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that's where James Brown came back to. Also in Rocky IV, by the way.
You're right. See, we tied it all together there, Bob. Look at that.
Yeah. Before and after. James Brown reappearing at the Apollo. I'll never forget this. I watched the Giants 1990. They're in just a note, like their trainer Ronnie Barnes, who'd been there for 50 years. He got there right when my dad was traded over. Came in like he was there like a year or two before, and then my dad were good buddies, and we would go back, and he would take us through the facility, take us out on the field. And so I was a huge Giants fan. So when they won it in 1990, he sent my dad like the VHS highlight tape. I think they still have it. I'd love to watch it again. And I didn't even put this together. Like Pepper Johnson's on that team, and then I played with his son Deontay here, but no, Pep was my linebacker coach in New England, and then realizing that he was a Buckeye, I played here, and they're talking about Otis Anderson, who we actually talked about his birthday and what he did. He was a Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 25, and he was like an 11-year guy. Was really good with the St. Louis Cardinals. And he's like, he got that year, they called his resurgence. He hadn't played a lot in a year or two. They brought him in. Joe Morris breaks his foot, starts playing. And they're talking about this run, this drive. They had 13 plays. It took like 12 minutes and whatever. So it was like the whole third quarter of the Super Bowl against the Bulls. Anderson hammers it down there. They run it to him just about every time. And Pepper Johnson, they clicked to him for like a thought of that season and like talking about Otis Anderson. He goes, it was like James Brown reappearing at the Apollo. It's a 31-year-old guy with 21-year-old legs. And I'm like, I had never really, first of all, I didn't really know Pepper. That I'm watching this as like an 8-year-old kid, 9-year-old kid. I had no idea like all this coming together full circle. But I love making that reference. And my dad always just shakes his head. He's like, the Apollo Theater. He's like, dude, late night at the Apollo, bud. So watch that all the time when I was younger.
You got to find, if you get a moment, look up the James Brown CNN interview where he is just completely coked up.
Oh, for sure.
It is so fun to watch. He is
There's
out
also
of his
a line
mind.
that's by Michael Irvin I saw that said cocaine doesn't last 5 hours. Starts talking about him on the sidelines of football games. This day, 1942, U.S. forces first land in Europe over in Northern Ireland, attempting to create that foothold before they ultimately have D-Day that they prepare for here. This date, 1961, Elvis Presley, Are You Lonesome Tonight hits number 1.
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry?
I mean, I don't think we use the term lonesome enough anymore. What's the time you heard lonesome, Bodie?
It's been a minute.
We'll say lonely and feeling
Lonesome.
Feeling
though.
lonesome.
Yeah.
This date, 1974, Ringo Starr's You're 16. It's number 1.
You walked out of my dreams into my own. Now you're my angel divine. You're 16. You're beautiful.
Charles Ringo
and you're mine.
at that point.
He's not 16.
What year was it?
74.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit too old.
Probably in his 40s right there.
I think you could get incarcerated for having a dream like that about a
He was
16-year-old.
lonesome.
I
He
got
was
you.
lonesome. He's looking for love. This date, 1980, Mary Decker becomes the first woman to break the sub 430 mile. It's cooking. 1986, the Bears over the Pats 46-10 in New Orleans in Super Bowl 20.
One of the most dominant defenses ever saved its best for last.
Those guys, they did look like a bunch of mad dogs in that game. I mean, it looked like they almost were, that they had a contest to see who got to the quarterback.
MVP Richard Dent led a history-making defense that had 7 sacks and allowed just 7 rushing yards. In the third quarter, the Patriots had minus yards. Peyton's mere presence allowed others to shine.
Set up.
Matt Suhey was one of 6 different Bears to score. McMahon scored twice, but the keyed up and keyed on Peyton never found the end zone. From the start of the season, the Bears won in their own unique way.
Thitoff's still salty about that.
I'm telling you, it's a travesty, Bob. It's a damn travesty.
Walter's not upset about it anymore.
I think he might be.
This date, 1992, the Redskins over the Bills 37-24 in Minneapolis, Minnesota in Super Bowl 26.
Washington was comfortably ahead, and Mark Rippon was about to showcase his signature talent on football's biggest stage with his bad hair and bizarre celebration. Mark Rippon proved that style points were of no value in the Super Bowl. Mark Rippon's fairy tale ending was so fitting. A question mark quarterback when his story began. Rippon silenced his critics as he delivered one truly magical season.
There we go. 1997, Packers over the Patriots 35-21 in New Orleans in Super Bowl 31.
The Patriots had just scored a touchdown. The momentum was on their side.
From the goal line to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, through a hole to the 20, to the 30, outside, to the 40. He may be gone. Touchdown for Desmond Howard. They are saved 99 yards.
It was one of the biggest momentum-changing plays in Super Bowl history, and the only kickoff return for a touchdown in Desmond Howard's 11-year NFL career.
And now, baby, it's over. Your Vince Lombardi trophy is coming home where it started.
The former high school assistant had just won the Lombardi Trophy as head coach of Lombardi's franchise.
Since we are no longer an ESPN affiliate, could we say the stuff about Desmond Howard that Torg did and not get in trouble or not?
I don't know. I don't think it had anything to do with being an ESPN affiliate, to tell you the truth, but a little more to it than that. Some birthdays today. General and the Commander of the Pacific, Douglas MacArthur, born on this date, 1880. Maria von Trapp, Sound of Music fame, of actual fame, born in 1905. Paul Newman, Captain of Cool himself, born on this date, 1925.
They are, in fact, a prayer. I mean, a fervent and a frightened prayer. In my religion, they say, act as if you had faith. Faith will be given to you. If we are to have faith in justice, we need only to believe in ourselves and act with justice. See, I believe there is justice in our hearts.
What's that from, Bodie?
The Verdict.
Oh, okay.
That was like 1982 movie.
Yeah, it's one of his older ones. Yeah.
I've seen one Paul Newman movie, so it's my favorite one, but The Sting.
Well, yeah, of course. That's what I thought you'd go with. That's him, Redford. That's a big cast right there. Bob Uecker, Brewers' longtime play-by-play man, lost him last year, born on this day, 1934.
But all of these people play such a big part in all of our lives. And to all of you baseball fans around America and any place else, for your letters, your thoughts, your kindness for all of these years. It's been a great run, but number one, has always been baseball for me. No matter what else I ever did, baseball was the only way I wanted to go. I thank you very much for your attention today. Thank you for having me, and congratulations to everybody here. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Short and sweet, Bob Uecker, one of the best. Not one of the best. Turning 82 today. Jerry Sandusky.
Oh.
No sound, please. No sound.
Eddie Van Halen, though, was born on this date in 1955.
Can't you see what I mean? Might as well jump. Might as well jump.
There we go. A little banger. The Road Warrior Hawk, part of the Legion of Doom, born on this date in 1957. And Ella DeGeneres turning 68 years young today. Wayne Gretzky, the great one, also turning 65.
Kings are down 4-3, trying to tie this game up. Off the draw. Here's Lowell with a minute to go in the game. Lowell cleared to the blue line, held in by Duchesne. Duchesne's pass in deep to Taylor. To Gretzky. He scores! He's done it! Wayne Gretzky, the great one, has become the greatest of them all. The leading scorer in the history of the National Hockey League.
There we go. Not the all-time greatest, not the all-time leading scorer anymore.
Yeah.
Total points,
Total
right?
points,
But
yeah.
that's
Total
a goal
points.
scorer.
As
Goal
far as
scored, yeah.
goals, yes. As far as goals, yeah.
His assist record's untouchable.
Yeah, I mean, his overall player, listen, I mean, what's his name in Washington?
Ovechkin.
Ovi's good, but Gretzky, overall player, still the better play. The greatest living member of Wham, Mr. Andrew Ridgely, turning 63.
I was dreaming, but I should have been with you instead. Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo.
That's wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging out like a yo-yo.
It's a great line.
I remember talking to Rothen. Rothen's like, man, he was one of the biggest sex symbols of the 80s. I'm like, this guy? Not Ridgely.
Yeah.
George Michaels.
George Michael.
And I'm like, this guy? Dancing around right
Dude,
here?
I'm telling you.
He's like, yeah, looking at it now, it makes a lot more sense. I'm like, of course it does.
Well, NWA got mad at him because he tried. They wanted to use "Wake Me Up Before You Go." Don't leave me hang on like a yo-yo. One of their raps, and he stole it from them. So
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure that was.
Wake before you go. And here's a gat.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure Easy was really looking to sample that. Vince Carter turning 49 years young
Overrated.
today. Well, I mean,
Not as a dunker.
he has some record, I want to say, in the NBA. He played like 40. He
played for a long time.
He was the oldest player in the NBA, I know, for
Yeah.
a couple years. And then also, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, the Magic Man, turning 35 today, Mr. Manti Te'o.
Inside the one. Third down and goal. Taylor. Stopped it. All season long. Can they do it one more time after this big hit by Manti Te'o and his teammates?
Te'o spawned. They haven't been scored on since September.
Fourth and goal. Taylor. He stopped. Notre Dame wins.
There we go.
When he was out tonight to celebrate his birthday, did he get with his girlfriend? Did he get a table for one?
Listen, if they all played like that, they could all have fake girlfriends.
Hey, his brother-in-law caught a touchdown pass yesterday. Puka.
Oh, I didn't know that. There you go.
Well, it's
Small world.
Lene's brother, I thought.
Brother-in-law, yeah.
Brother-in-law, yeah, not his brother-in-law. I
Come on, Pop, get your
apologize.
That
facts
was one of the
straight.
great Brian Kelly wins right there. Eifert had just a ridiculous catch in double coverage. Everett Golson got nailed. Thought he was dead. Tommy Reese came in relief. Found T.J. Jones for a
There we
touchdown
go.
in OT, and then Irish got the goal line stop.
Some passings today, passing on this date, 2020. It's hard to believe it's been 6 years. Kobe Bryant.
The Lakers down one. Will Kobe give them one last gamer? Bryant on the move with the jumper. He 58 points! And the Lakers lead! Here's Bryant, 2 free throws for 60. 60.
There's no way that I can thank you enough for that. So, yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.
Mamba out. Final game. Way to give him the final show, Cobes. Passing away in this date, 2001, famed coach Al McGuire. And then passing away in 1983, another famous Bryant. Not sure if he's related to Kobe or not. Paul Bear Bryant.
How would Paul Bryant like to be remembered?
Well, first place, I'd like for players and coaches to remember me as someone that honestly try to help them in all 3 areas of life. I'd like to be thought of by my players and coaches having had an impact on their life that may help them down the road, and I think I have. I will. I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Sound like Dabo there at the end.
Winner. I ain't been nothing but a winner. There we go. He died shortly after he retired.
Yeah,
like a month, I think.
Yeah, they beat Illinois in the Liberty Bowl, and then about a month later he was dead.
Some holidays and observances. It is International Customs Day, National Diane Day, National Green Juice Day, Peanut Butter Brittle Day, National Pistachio Day, and Spouses Day. And those are historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, January 26th, the 26th day of the year, 339th day of the year, and one snowy Monday.
Well done, as always, General. On Spouses Day, I'll probably tell my wife, hey, you're supposed to get me something, but I won't get anything for her, which will cause further unrest in Casa de Thitoff. Coming up next, Bill Bender joins us, Sporting News Morning Juice.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at MDA.org. today.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice, Tito, Bobby, Bodie, and now we get even smarter. Bill Bender from Sporting News joins us. Bill, good morning. I'm curious, when they announced last week the CFP staying at 12 teams, a couple of tweaks in there with the Power 4 conference champions all guaranteed a spot, the Bodie rule about Notre Dame getting in if they're in the top 12. What's your takeaway from that? Anything surprise you?
No, I mean, well, first of all, it did not surprise me that we're staying at 12. Anytime it was widely reported that the SEC and the Big Ten can't agree on the number of teams, then you kind of figured out that, hey, they're going to probably stay here instead of expand to 16. As for the Bodie rule, that's just something for people to get angry about. If the committee wants to leave Notre Dame out, they will slide them from a 11 or 12 to 13 anyway. So I don't think that's that big of a deal. And I did see a lot of people retweeting Notre Dame's schedule for next year, which isn't the strongest one. But I have no issues with that. And then I have no issues with them putting in the Power 4 conference champions or the 5 highest conference champions, as long as we fix the tiebreakers and go from there. That way we don't have a 5-loss team in the championship game or in the playoff.
Has the ACC done that yet, Bill? I mean, have they figured out, a better pathway, I guess, for them to get their best teams in the conference championship games?
Well, they haven't, but I'm sure they will, because in a sane world last year, you can't like override tiebreakers in the middle of the season. But had we had, they open yourself up to any number of lawsuits if you do that. But Virginia versus Miami would have been a better ACC championship game. That's no disrespect to Duke. I know they won the football game, but I think we have to have some things in place where that doesn't happen. All that said, we could still end up in a year where, 3-loss teams or somehow a 4-loss team could be in a conference championship game.
Yeah, I'm done with the all due respect thing, because that totally was not respect towards Duke. And I'm okay with it. Duke did not deserve your respect on that take there, Bill. So I'm not gonna give Duke a pass on that one. With the NFL now, Super Bowl is set. We've got the Patriots and the Seahawks going at it. Have you done a look yet, kind of a breakdown of those teams and who you like in that game?
I mean, way too early look. And you sound like Ricky Bobby with all due respect. So I can say, sounds like my son when he says respectfully and then says something totally off the rails. I was like, that's not how you do that. But no, early read, I mean, defensive game. These are two really good defenses, top 5 scoring defenses. Mike Vrabel, if the Patriots can use the Patriots formula that we've seen for years, Drake May doesn't turn the ball over. They run the ball effectively. They play tough defense like they did yesterday. How awesome was that snow football yesterday? I know there was a lot of people saying, oh, they shouldn't decide a Super Bowl berth in games like this. It's got to be inside. Come on. I mean, that's football. Who cares what the score is? That was an amazing last 10 minutes to watch on TV. And then, the Seahawks are playing really well. If Sam Darnold doesn't melt down, they haven't turned the ball over in the postseason. If he plays the way he's playing, gets the ball to JSN, and they're able to run with Kenneth Walker, I think they can win a defensive game.
Is there if you look at this, I saw Sam Darnold, first quarterback out of his draft class to make the Super Bowl, which includes Josh Allen. It includes Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. Is it surprising to see that, and will this rewrite his legacy?
Well, I mean, it's a reminder of his talent. And, you go back to that Cotton Bowl against Ohio State. I go back to that game with him, and they didn't win that game, and he was getting hit over and over in that game and kept getting up through some great passes. We can blame his early career on him, or you could say, well, he was playing for the Jets. Or he was playing for the Panthers. He was playing for organizations that didn't set him up for success early in his career. Did well with the Vikings last year. I have doubts too, Bobby. I've been all waiting for the other shoe to drop in these playoff games, and he just continues to play really good football, getting the ball out on time, accurate, not making interceptions, and maybe rewrite his legacy a little bit or just turn the trajectory of his entire career. It's been a good story for him. They've gone through the 49ers and the Rams, who are two very good football teams.
Yeah, it's interesting that with the Darnold situation is that, it lends more and more to the idea that maybe you don't have to spend a high draft pick on a quarterback. Wait till one kind of I don't want to say flames out somewhere else. Wait till someone comes available that maybe has got some tape on him already in the NFL. And if you look at technically and turn that guy around, makes more sense than maybe spending a high pick on somebody who goes to a crappy team and then can't get protected.
Yeah, for sure. And just put him in the right situation with the defense around him. I mean, Drake May is another great example.
Yeah.
Been accurate all season. Didn't have the greatest rookie year, but been very accurate. Made 3 really nice runs yesterday on third down to pick up first downs for the Patriots. He's been mobile, and their defense is awesome. I mean, what Mike Vrabel's done. I was thinking about this last night as maybe we undervalued his success in Tennessee. And now he turns around and gets the Patriots to the Super Bowl. Regardless of your feeling of the Patriots, I mean, how many Super Bowls do they need? I mean, this is 12 as a franchise and a chance to win a 7th one. It's really unbelievable. We're going to see 2 weeks of replays of that didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, Malcolm Butler interception, plenty of things. But I do think this is a really good Super Bowl between 2 teams that finished 14-3 in the regular season.
You think Sean Payton should have kicked the field goal in the first half?
Yes. And anybody can say that now. But I was texting, and I was in those situations. You can go up 10-0 in a game that you knew was going to be a defensive game. Maybe you didn't know that much snow was coming in the second half, and then maybe the final score is 13-10. Plus, you're playing with a backup quarterback. You have to account for one quarterback disaster, and they had that happen later in the first half. I mean, Sean, I get. It's 4th and 1. You want to go for a 14-0 lead. It's really, you're right there. You can just run the football, but it just didn't work. So I'm a guy that's going to take the points in those situations, take a double-digit lead at home. The crowd was really into it at the point, and then at that point. But these coaches on 4th down, it tends to define that. So, yeah, I absolutely would have kicked the field goal.
Bill Bennett from Sporting News joins us here. We'll get you out of here on this one. You mentioned about people complaining that the game should not be decided by the weather for the Super Bowl participant and whatnot. Are you in favor of outdoor Super Bowls in some places that may not have the best weather?
I mean, it's dicey in Santa Clara, right? It could rain. The turf could be weird. But, I mean, if it's the Rose Bowl or a place like that, there was a Super Bowl in the Rose Bowl way back with the Broncos and the Giants. But in general, we can do the Super Bowl indoors, I guess would be my answer. I'm not going to give you a half answer there. I'm okay with us taking the weather out of the Super Bowl. But in order to get there, when you have home field advantage, these places are, for a reason. We had football in Denver and Green Bay and, Cincinnati and Chicago. That Chicago game a couple weeks ago was amazing. So that's football. You play it in the elements. It's what it's all about. And I thought it was awesome. I couldn't even see where the football was. Yeah. On a couple of those punts late in the game.
Matt Stafford, what's his legacy if that was his last game?
Oh, unbelievable career. So many years in Detroit, and you gain an appreciation of what he did. He played some really bad teams in Detroit. They were coming off 0-16 and all of those things. He got them to the playoffs, though, a couple times. And you go back and look at those teams, he did a really nice job. They're ultimate tough guy. Had a great year this year. You hope that he comes back. I mean, the way that he was getting the ball to Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua all year, unbelievable quarterback. Couldn't get him to a second Super Bowl, but if he retired, I mean, he's played through some wild injuries throughout his career, Bobby, and I have nothing but respect for him. And I think he would be in that class of, I'm not going to say borderline Hall of Fame. I would probably end up putting him in, even if he has to wait a little bit.
Bill, you're the man. Thanks so much, Bill. We'll talk next week.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me on. Take care, guys.
That was Bill Bennett for Sporting News. Coming up next, we'll do some quick hitters, Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is. they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're already there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
My mom is a veteran, and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned, so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Bobby is the all-American male. Tito pulled a hammy getting his mail. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby, Bodie. All one word. Let's do some quick hitters there, Boadster. If I can find the right button, give me a moment. There it is.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Hey, Tito.
Hey, Bodie.
You tell Mr. Dennett that Ricky Bobby's my best friend, and it's shaking big time.
I got to see that movie sometime.
Oh, God, you really do. We'll start with some hockey here, guys. How about those Jackets? Mason Marchment, he recorded the third hat trick of his career, and the Jackets improved to 5-1 in the Rick Bowness era on Saturday night as they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in a barn burner 8-5 at the NWA, or as some call it, Nationwide Arena. The win by Columbus.
Bob, say it. Tell him. You get on me if I say the NWA.
He does it just to patronize you.
The win by Columbus snapped a 15-game point streak for the Lightning, and in 9 games with the club since being acquired from Seattle and the Kraken, Marchment has 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points, and a +6 rating there. So now they're now just 4 points back of the third-place Islanders in the Metro Division, Tito, and so far so good under the not interim head coach, right, Rick Bowness?
Yes. Yeah, it's. I think he has his birthday this weekend, too.
Oh.
I think he's 72 now.
Today in history.
And nonetheless, they've played great under him. It seems like everything's coming together right now. They're playing like the way they should have been all year long. Despite giving up 5 goals, Jack Greaves has been really good lately. Merzlikins had a big game, which you rarely see. Merzlikins having a good game. He had one of those recently. But yeah, the offense is
great
clicking.
backhanded compliment right there.
No disrespect.
Had a great game. You really see that nowadays out of him.
You really do. I'm just saying, Bob. Well, usually, if Elvis is a goal, you can pencil the other team for 4 goals. That's usually the case. And the other night he had a good game. But yeah, so Jack giving up 5 despite that. It was fun seeing the offense do that and go off the way they did. And like I said earlier, it's just great, Bob, to see the team playing to their potential now, it seems like. And trying, it's going to be tough. A lot of different rungs you got to climb to get in the playoffs, but they are trending the right way.
They are. And what's great is they had the 4-game win streak after you get the coach fired and you get the new interim coach, you get the coach bump. Everybody talks about that. you lose a game, and then to watch them bounce back in this and get another win, like that's big to get back on. That winning.
Won a couple since the Ottawa loss. Yeah, they beat
too,
Dallas
1-0,
and then they won in the most opposite fashion possible, 8-5.
Yes. So they lost 1 3 in a row, lost one. Now they've won 2 more. So like there's still that energy there. Hopefully they can continue to carry that on. The thing is, there's so many teams clustered there within like a 6-point cluster that they're 8-point cluster. They're going to have to really play well. It would be awesome to see this team make the playoffs. We'll see what they can do here. Get back to me here in Valentine's Day. Let's see if we're still in the mix.
They got, I was just about to pull it up here. Let's see. Great radio as I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games until the Olympic break.
Right.
So hopefully they can take care of business there. Like I mentioned, 4 points back of the Islanders in the Metro for that third place spot, which would be a playoff spot. But in between them is still Philadelphia, Washington, and the New Jersey Devils there. So like you mentioned, Carp, still only 4 points back, which isn't terrible in New York, but still have 3 teams in between, so fighting those teams as well. To the NFL here, from retirement back to the playing field and straight to the sidelines, I asked with a question mark. That could be the case, as Phillip Rivers interviewed with the Buffalo Bills on Friday for the team's vacant head coaching position. He spent the last 5 seasons, after retiring for the first time, coaching high school football. He was the head coach for St. Michael Catholic in Fairhope, Alabama. A unique wrinkle for the Bills coaching search, that'd be star quarterback Josh Allen's involvement in the whole thing, as he is reportedly sitting in on interviews and will have a voice in who the next head coach is. Some other candidates for the job so far, per reporting, include Mike McDaniel, the current OC there, or I guess former maybe now, offensive coordinator for the Bills, Joe Brady, Brian Daboll, the former Giants head coach, and then Jaguars offensive coordinator Grant Udinski. So, Carp, maybe Phillip Rivers, head coach of the Buffalo Bills. That'd be a quick snip-snap there for him, but what do you think?
It would be very interesting to see. I mean, I know he's so big with family. I don't know if he'd move his family all the way up to Buffalo and have them all start being there, or does he...
RV's worth.
It is. Or does he leave him down in Alabama? I don't know what he does. I don't know if he gets this job or not. I have a feeling that Josh Allen and him probably hit it off, just knowing Phillip and seeing how Josh Allen likes to play and watching his temperament on television. I think it could be a pretty good combination. Now, is he ready to be a full-on NFL head coach and everything that entails? Well, that's tough, because there's a lot more to it than just coaching the game. And the biggest thing I'd be curious about is his ability to build out a staff. He's played a number of different places, but does he have the connections to be able to build out a quality staff?
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing, and I know that it was an issue with Gerard Mayo when he got there at New England, and like you've only been one place, or you're a new coach, and do you know enough people that are willing to follow you there that you can bring in to have success? Now he has Josh Allen, so that's a pretty big luring point. So you'd think that a lot of people would be a part of that, want to be a part of that, but you never know.
See, if I were Josh Allen, this hire, if he were hired, Phillip Rivers would be concerning to me. Mainly
Why?
Because Phillip Rivers doesn't seem to be a big fan of protection. But on a serious note, Bill Belichick, would he be a vice?
That's pretty good, Tito.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were going to go a little more, they're ready to win now. He's never been a head coach, but
well, those are logical things. Mine's more.
Some would say that Josh Allen loves him because Phillip loves the score.
It could be that too, right? Yes. Either way, then I guess you're right, one way or the other. But Bob, seriously, could that be a job?
His red zone conversions are pretty high.
You got to score when you get down there. The Rams lost last night because of it. So did the Broncos.
Okay, could that be a job that Bill Belichick would be?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think if they were interested in Bill, they would have been already all over him. It would have been interesting because of the history he has, obviously, in the AFC East and everything. And I'm not saying he wouldn't do a good job. I'm just saying that I don't think that Terry Bakula has any interest in hiring a guy that's in his mid-70s right now.
And did what happened last week with the comments at the press conference about, throwing shade when they were...
That was a mess.
Okay. Does that make the Buffalo job less attractive, or does it matter?
I think that there probably is a little bit of hesitancy there if someone had another option. The thing is they have Josh Allen, which helps. You have a franchise quarterback, a guy that was the reigning MVP until they announced the next one. It would give me a second of pause.
I gotcha.
like that you're going to come out and say these things. But the thing is, like, Terry Pegula isn't Jerry. It's not like he's out there all the time. But there would be a little bit of pause for that.
Where we sit here with NFL coaching vacancies now. Buffalo, Cleveland.
Raiders.
Did Atlanta hire?
Yeah, they
Atlanta
hired
hired
Stefanski. That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I know we're missing another
Arizona.
one. Arizona's the one, yeah.
Yes.
That might be
I
it.
forgot about Arizona.
So it's still
So everyone
Buffalo,
forgets about Arizona.
and then a pretty clear drop off. Unless you love Mendoza, but that's probably still a pretty clear drop off. And yeah, don't forget about the Cardinals, Bob. That's they might make a run at it next year. Some baseball here, guys. How about this? I know Shark had to be happy about this news over the weekend because Jose Ramirez and the Cleveland Guardians agreed to a contract extension over the weekend that ties the two together through the 2032 season. He was already signed through 2028, decided to rework his deal and added 4 more years to the contract. And Cleveland will now pay him $175 million over the next 7 seasons. Since making his debut in 2013, Ramirez has been named an All-Star 7 times and finished inside the top 6 of MVP voting in the American League 6 times. And no doubt Hall of Famer. I don't know about that, but a no doubter as far as one of the best players in franchise history. And Tito, definitely one of the most beloved. Yeah. Even more so now as he continues to leave money on the table to stay in Cleveland.
The Guards pulled the Dodgers. They got there's $10 million deferred each year on that salary, which lowers the hit right now. But he will then get $1 million a year, $1 million a year payments each year, beginning in 2036 through 2045. But it's a great sign for the Guardians. He will end up being the most beloved Cleveland baseball player ever, I have to believe. Like, I know that there were the guys that came through. You had people that were here and shined and then went somewhere else, like Ramirez and, Roberto Alomar, guys like that. And so I got to believe that
Spitting on that ump.
I got to believe.
I'd say maybe Sandy more than Robbie, but sure.
Yes, I would say that. That's fine. That's fair. But, the Vizquel was beloved for a while, but then he had that domestic battery.
Jim Thome, I think, is pretty beloved.
He is pretty beloved. No, that's fair. That's fair. But he also played significant time at other places. What I'm saying is that Ramirez is doing all of this here in Cleveland, which is why I think that he will go down in history as a more beloved figure than Thome.
How about Emmanuel Clase?
I'd bet on that.
There you go.
But, I meant to call Shark to get him on the show today, but for some reason, I think I'm blocked by Shark now because I've had too many calls like that getting him on for certain segments. But, it's a great signing for Cleveland and Cleveland fans, Bob. I can't think of it's – I hope now they make a postseason run at some point.
Maybe they sign some other guys.
Yeah, right, yeah.
What if we took some of that money we saved on Jose
right.
and spent it on other players?
No, don't be getting crazy over there, Bodie.
But, that's what they're going to need. They need to get more players around him, too. And if they would just listen to, my advice to the Reds president, Nick Kroll, just,
get more players.
Get better players and trade players not as good for better players. I think that's all you have to do.
That's what people are looking for. Let me take some of your players that aren't as good to give you my better players.
That's what the Reds
Yankees are paying half your salary. That's what they think of you.
Right, yes. By the way, Bob, I saw this stat, and I don't know if it will interest you. I think it will interest you. It might interest Bodie, too. Let me get it called up here. But there's only been 5 schools that produced a U.S. president and a Super Bowl winning quarterback. This from Kendall Baker, by the way. Do you want to guess what 5 schools have produced a U.S. president and a Super Bowl winning quarterback?
Well, I know Michigan has because they have Gerald Ford and Tom Brady.
Right.
I feel like Stanford's produced a number of Super Bowl quarterbacks, and it's a good school. Is there a president coming out of there?
Yes, there is. He also is famous for his vacuum cleaner, Hoover. Elway and Plunkett both went to Stanford.
Okay, well, I knew Elway and Plunkett. I knew Elway for sure. Plunkett eludes me.
That's 2. You got 3 left to go.
Gosh, I feel like they're going to be older schools. I don't know if there's anybody. The Super Bowl winning quarterback is tougher than you think.
Sure.
Tom Brady gobbled up a lot of those over the last handful of years.
Let's see. One of the quarterbacks played against your dad.
That would have been in the 80s.
It could have been in the 70s when he played.
Could have been in the 70s, I guess. Like Bradshaw, there's nobody going wherever the hell he went to college.
He went to Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, there's no presidents.
No president come out of there.
No presidents.
No disrespect.
Any other West Coast schools along with Stanford?
No.
Okay. was going to
These
guess
are one is in the state of Ohio.
In the state of Ohio.
State of Ohio.
Miami.
Your dad's alma mater.
Oh, Roethlisberger.
And Harrison.
Yeah. I didn't even think of the quarterback. I was just trying to think of good schools.
Wait, that's where William Henry Harrison went?
It says Harrison. I'm not sure. There are two of them, right? There's a Benjamin and a William.
I'm guessing it's Benjamin, probably.
Could be then.
Maybe George.
One is a service academy.
Navy.
Oh,
Navy with
Staubach.
Carter and Staubach.
Yep.
And then the other one, the president came along after the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Ooh, so that's someone that's newer.
Mm-hmm.
Younger president.
Biden.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's Biden.
Oh,
Biden.
Delaware. He go to Delaware State or Delaware with Joe Flacco.
Biden Flacco.
That's ridiculous. That right there that's the Miami, Ohio, and the Delaware are two like under the radar polls.
Yeah.
That was Kendall Baker on Twitter. Also said if Drake May wins this year, UNC will be the 6th because of Polk. And so, and then someone else said on here that only one has produced a U.S. president, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and a Super Bowl winning coach because of Benjamin Harrison, Big Ben.
I was going to say that's still Miami.
Harbaugh, and Sean McVay.
There you go.
Cradle of coaches.
That's what it is right there.
And Steve Kerr.
Don't say Steve Kerr. Don't do this. I had Rob Carpenter. Only one's had a Carpenter also go there. Coming up next, the Steelers hired a head coach. Does that mean they will have the same QB? We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Every great team starts with a playbook, a plan to move the ball down the field and score. Your business, it's no different. Whether you're expanding, hiring, or upgrading equipment, you need a game plan to make every dollar count. And that's why it's important to have an experienced banking team on your side. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, President of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses design their winning playbook.
Thanks, Bobby. That's where Riverside Bank excels in our relationships with our clients. Our commercial banking team helps local businesses design winning strategies, from cash flow management to growth financing, so you're ready for every fourth quarter decision.
It's important to always have a plan and to never leave your business to chance. If you need help, call an audible with the team that knows your success and our success are closely aligned. Look for our new branch location at Bridge Park in 2026.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Oh, that was fun.
I feel good.
1988 CNN interview with James Brown was live. It looks like a Charlie Murphy skit.
Oh, it's like Colin Yost. I feel like Colin Yost and Michael
Che
are up there just asking questions. Oh, what it says about that? Single.
I gotta ask you one serious question.
Right.
Was that about him being on the market? Was that the serious question?
I'm single, so I like to mingle. I feel good. So the Steelers have added Mike McCarthy.
Oh. That was when I saw that news Saturday. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm seeing both sides of it. Opinions. Some people are like, ha, Steelers, you suck. And others, it feels to me like most of the others that are going like, kind of pushing back against that, saying it's a great hire.
Great.
Because he's
a Pittsburgh guy.
He's a Pittsburgh guy. Now,
he's a Yinza.
He is different than
one of us. One of us.
He is different than the last several coaches the Steelers have hired. They've hired typically younger guys.
Yep.
Wow.
So, it's not, I don't think we're sitting here 20 years from now with Mike McCarthy as the head coach. I think that's, there's no chance of him becoming that one of the longer tenured Steelers coaches.
Is that due to his physique and appearance?
He looks like he may have the diabetes. I'm not saying he does. I'm not reporting that.
A bad case of the gout.
I'm just saying. But Bob, do you like that hire for Pittsburgh?
I don't know. I think Mike McCarthy is a good CEO head coach. I don't know how good he is as a play caller anymore. I know this. He's had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks and another one that was really darn good. He's always had that situation for him. He doesn't have that right now in Pittsburgh. I mean, they said, could he lure Aaron Rodgers back? I mean, is that something you want to do, number one? Is that something you're looking to do? Or do you want to just rip the Band-Aid off and start this rebuild, which is what they have? I mean, they're going to have to rebuild. They've got an aging defense. They don't have a quarterback of the future. You could run it back one more time with Aaron. Can you find a way to win doing that? I don't know. I know that this will be a challenge. I know he's a Pittsburgh guy, and they love it for that, and he's a tough guy and kind of embodies a lot of what the city is about, but I don't know if this is the best. It's probably the most secure and safest head coaching hire that you could have. You know he's not going to be a disaster, but I don't know that he's going to get you to where you want to go either.
But isn't that what we knew about Tomlin, too, the last few years? We knew it was going to be a disaster.
It wasn't going to be a disaster.
Yeah, it was not going to be a disaster.
Yeah, but when you hired Mike Tomlin, he was 35.
No, I got it, but I'm just saying,
32. I don't know. He's super young.
When you mentioned the rebuild thing, and yes, I agree they've got to rebuild. But if you're going to rebuild, then why bring on a 62-year-old head coach?
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
Is that what he wants to do? Is that where you think you're at? That's what was kind of surprising to me, because you know that you're not going to be bad. During the rebuild, you might be 6-11, 7-10, maybe 8-9, but you're never going to be just awful and embarrassing. And he's not going to embarrass the program. And so he's going to check all those boxes for you, which I think is good. But I don't know that he's going to be a guy that's going to return Pittsburgh to hoisting another Lombardi.
Are you sure you don't want to just be bad, though?
Oh, no,
I'm not against what you're saying.
And I'm kind of with your guys' line of thinking. When Dallas brought him in, for better or worse,
he'd watched every game in the NFL season.
And then he, as soon as he got hired, Bob, he's like, actually, that was a lie. So that's lying on your resume.
By my physique, you may think that I was sitting down long enough to be able to do that, but
I got on the walking pad and put that up on the walking desk right above it. But Dallas was ready to win, right?
Right.
And granted, lack of postseason success under Mike McCarthy, yes, check mark. But they also ripped off 3 straight 12-win seasons. The only times they were really kind of bad was when Dak got hurt, and they were still slightly under 500. But yeah, Tito, even as a Pittsburgh fan, aren't you kind of ready just to bottom out a little bit?
I am.
And I would have rather, if I was a Steelers fan, I would have rather taken a swing on maybe the next Mike Tomlin.
Right.
And if he sucks, who cares?
Right.
You know, bottom out for at least a few years, and because it's not easy to do, I understand, but getting back to 500 isn't impossible either. And
No.
it kind of feels like that's what McCarthy's going to get you. He's whatever the talent level is on the team, he'll get you there, but as It's probably not going to be much better. Won't be much worse, but it probably won't be much better.
I see a ceiling of 9-8 and a floor of 6-11 next year.
Yeah.
What I'd rather see at any time in the last 3 years.
Which is what you probably would have had with Tomlin.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like it's same thing. So but I would have much rather sometime in the previous 3 seasons bottom out with like a 3-14 season and, get a high draft pick and do something like that because I don't know. It just seems to me like it's going to be more of the same, and that's not a knock on McCarthy or Tomlin, but Tomlin had clearly run his course. In fact, they haven't had a playoff game in a long time, even though they hosted one against the Texans this year. And so, the bottom out thing, I'm all in favor of that. I'd rather have a bad season and take a couple years to build it back up than to have 3 years of 9-8, 10-7, or whatever, 7-10. I'd rather have that, and that's the part that concerns me about it. But the Steelers and Art Rooney seem very excited about Art Rooney II. Seem very excited about the hire. I wonder if the Browns made a call to Stefanski or not.
The Browns made a call?
I'm sorry, the Steelers made a call to Stefanski.
I doubt it.
You don't think they would have made a call to him?
No.
See, I'd like that hire, much as I hate the Browns. I'd like that hire, though, more than McCarthy. I'd have him be the head coach than McCarthy. I don't see any kind of massive upside. Like you said, Bo, McCarthy, it feels like he can get into a certain league. He can get he'll get enough out of their talent.
He'll get probably exactly what they are.
Right.
If it's an 8-win team, they're probably going to win 7 to 9 games.
Yeah.
Which is like, there's a lot to that. There's a lot of bad coaches in the league, but is he taking, if he was the coach of the Seahawks right now, are they in the Super Bowl? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I'm not sure if he's the head coach in New England, if they're in the Super Bowl. And that's kind of, talent is pretty even across the league a lot of times. And that's where Mike McDonald and Mike Vrabel elevated their teams to get the absolute most out of them. And granted, they both made the Super Bowl. It's a great job. There's not a ton of Super Bowl capable coaches maybe walking around on the streets to try to hire them. But I just would have rather taken the risk. And, when we fired or whatever, I guess let his contract run out in Dallas, I was happy with Shoddy. I'm like, hey, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's roll the dice. I know he's never been a head coach before, but I was ready for Dallas to roll the dice rather than stick it out with McCarthy because you kind of knew what you were getting. And it's not always a bad thing, but not sure it's a great thing either.
You mentioned Mike McDonald, head coach of the Seahawks, and he came out yesterday after the game and said that essentially he said that Darnold shut a lot of people up with that victory. Do you think Darnold shut a lot of people up, Bob?
I think so. He was a high draft pick. Was probably one of the less successful guys. His tenure in New York with the Jets was a mess, but that wasn't all on him. Bounced around San Francisco, Minnesota, and now you're watching the guy, the fruits of his labor, go out there and win a big game and play really well and made some really nice throws. Now, granted, he had a couple, Jackson Smith and Jigba's making some great catches for him, but he managed the game really well and threw some really darn good footballs.
Mike Vrabel getting to the Super Bowl, first time as a head coach, and fantastic coaching job this year with Drake May and that team. I saw an interview, Bob, with I don't know when it was recorded, when it actually occurred, with Diana Rossini that he had.
That was this summer.
Okay, and he talked about the Bobby Carpenter rule as far as the shopping carts, because she asked him what outside of football
annoys you more than anything.
Yes, and he said the shopping carts thing. Then he said the handicap, people who park in a handicapped spot that are not, in fact, handicapped. And he has said that he would wait outside for those people to return sometimes.
I love it.
And would confront them.
Yeah.
He said,
imagine Mike Vrabel standing outside of your car.
It's like Terry Tate.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Office linebacker.
He said, somebody tried to say once they were like an Uber driver. I'm like, I don't care. It's a handicap spot. Somebody else said, I'm running real
an
quick.
Uber driver, as if that's a viable
not
excuse.
Uber, I'm sorry,
So you're not handicapped.
Yeah, right. Or what was an Uber driver? It was like one of the eats one. One of the.
That's fine. I'm going in just to get food. That doesn't matter. What if when I'm just running in? Well, what if when you were running in, somebody needed to take that spot?
Yeah.
But I would think that that's something I would have, Bob, because now, when you go to get gas, sometimes I have a video screen that pops up with like some kind of ads or something, when you're pumping your gas. I would find a way to have that video clip on a handicapped spot where, like, when you get out of your car, you'll hear Mike Vrabel there say, you know what, I'll confront them if they're not really handicapped, or this is for handicapped people. I think that's something that would be effective.
I like that idea.
More effective when it says like $250 fine, whatever, because people just, you're not going to catch me, whatever.
It'd be good if you walked by and, like, if someone's in there and parked without a pass. Now, here's the thing. I've seen people come through and they have a disability, and maybe it was like their friend's car or something. So I'm like, all right, I'm not saying anything about this, but I just walk by and bury a screwdriver in their tire. Like, want to save some time? There you go.
Disclaimer: the fan does not endorse.
Out of all the time you've saved in your life, we're gonna put that time back on there for you. Maybe a couple of bucks to buy a new tire too.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Bob, but we got to create some kind of sound though that says like Bobby Carpenter's opinions, not necessarily endorsed by the fan. We do not encourage you to go out and put screwdrivers in people's tires.
I didn't tell anybody to do that. I said just maybe.
Just maybe.
Maybe that happens.
Maybe. Yeah, just
that could happen. Yeah, Bob, you got some great ideas. Seriously, I need you to run for office.
I don't know if people want to hear the truth that I have to kind of bestow on them.
You can handle the truth.
There's a lot of truths in this world that nobody wants to hear about anymore, Thitoff.
But that's why we need to bring you to the podium.
Well, bring you to the podium. I mean, Thitoff, I'm just trying to save you right now.
Look,
if I can't
that's
get
a full-time
that done,
job.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if I can't get that done, why would anyone else want to listen to me?
I can tell you're trying to save me because you Miss Daisied me this morning. I got to drive into the back seat of your car and sit there. I thought that was great. But yeah, okay. I'm just saying, Bob, I think that you would be a viable candidate. I think you could get things done. Breaking necks and cashing checks. That could be you.
Well, you need to be collaborative, and I'm not always that sometimes.
No. That was my jaw dropping. I know you're not, Bobby. You got great ideas, though. I think you should do it. Consider it.
Early fail in the game?
What's that?
Early fail in the game?
I think I'm rooting for the Patriots, but either way is a good story. You know, it'd be good. I'd love to see Darnold get that and shut even more people up after all he's been through. But I also want to see the Patriots and Braves get it done as well. But, you know, the Seahawks, you also have JSN. I find myself rooting not so much for
teams, but players.
Yeah, players.
Individuals.
Yeah. You, Bob?
I'll be pulling for the Patriots. I do like Sam Darnold, though. Like, I really wanted to see Stafford win yesterday. I love Jackson and those guys, but Matt's a friend, and I wanted to see him have one more crack at success later in his career. Yeah, all those years in Detroit where we never really had a great team to put around him consistently. So that kind of stunk. But, you know, I'm happy for Sam Darnold, who was a guy who got crapped on largely throughout his career. And I tell a lot of people, it's for quarterbacks, but it goes for a lot of players. A lot of success in life comes down to situations and being placed in the right ones, and especially playing in the NFL. And he had some rough situations, so to watch his redemption story has been nice.
I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, me too.
I think we have nothing against. I don't have anything against Denver, but I didn't really want to watch Stidham in a Super Bowl, if I'm just being honest with you. But I think it'll be a good game. These are clearly, since week one, frankly, have been two of the absolute best teams in the league.
Wendy in the chat says that it was this date in 1978 when we got 17.5 inches of snow here in Columbus in the blizzard. So, and Chris in the chat on Saturday, on Fan Sports Saturday, said to please never tell the Gigi story again. So maybe today would have been the better day to do it since the anniversary of the blizzard. I'm not going to tell it again, but I'm just saying maybe today would have been a better day to tell it. I wasn't sure if pre-snowstorm or post-snowstorm would have been better. But nonetheless, I think it's a fantastic story. Coming up next, we touched on it earlier, Ohio State's new offensive coordinator. We'll discuss that. Morning Juice.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together. All of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Bobby, reports are that Ohio State is finalizing a deal with Arthur Smith, the former Steelers offensive coordinator, to go to Columbus and be the offensive coordinator for the Buckeyes. Are you surprised by that hire? Do you like the hire? What are your thoughts on him coming over here?
I think it's a pretty good hire. I mean, you start looking at the boxes that Ryan has looked at checking. And I know when they brought in Chip Kelly, if you could bring in some of that head coaching experience, that was going to be a plus because he wants someone to be able to run the offense and not have to, he don't have to worry about overseeing it. So he wanted someone that could run the offense. NFL head experience, because I think that goes a long way with recruiting, development, and everything else. And he doesn't have an extensive college background. Lots of NFL background. He came up through, the last time he was actually a defensive assistant at Ole Miss, and he has defensive work on this side, on their side of the ball in the NFL too. But he came up through the Titans organization, really grew there before ultimately getting the Falcons head coaching job in the hiring cycle, I guess, 2 times ago from 21 to 23. And then he's been here in Pittsburgh the last couple of years. And I like what he does. I think he's fairly creative. I know people in Pittsburgh, some of them were complaining a little bit, but they didn't really have a lot of talent. I think people are like, they have more talent at Ohio State than he has with the Steelers.
Right now,
Right
J.J.
now.
Smith.
Yeah.
I guess Cornell Titt's gone technically now, but last year. That might be right.
But what he was able to do with Chris Henry and some of the things, like Coach under Vrabel in Tennessee, they had a lot of success. There with him. So
Derrick Henry, right? Is that what you were saying?
What did I say?
Chris Henry?
Yeah, I meant yes. So I coached under Vrabel in Tennessee.
Yeah, had success with Derrick Henry there.
Derrick Henry there. So, yeah. We'll see ultimately kind of where this goes, but I think that it checks a lot of the boxes.
When I hear people complain about, look though, he wasn't great.
That's what I love. People complain I'm like, who did you want to get?
Well, not only that, Bob.
Sean McVay?
You can't.
That would have been a good
That'd have been
hire.
nice one, yeah. I don't know if you can pry him away. Yeah, he's open now. Maybe the ink's not dry on the contract yet. But Bob, you can't compare NFL success to the college game.
You can't compare being even a head coach to being a coordinator. It's 2 completely different skill sets of what you need to ultimately be able to do. So it's not those things. You can be a bad head coach and a good coordinator. You can be an average coordinator and a really good head coach.
Yeah, and also the fact, though, Bob, that, they were 15th in offense this year, the Steelers were. You're 15th in offense, and you're in a much more evenly balanced opponents. You don't have.
Oh yeah.
So, but you can go to Ohio State.
Scheme matters a
Yes.
lot, and like if you're at a talent deficiency, you're in trouble.
Right, and so he's not going to be dealing with the talent, the talent deficiency. He'll have his uns are better than their uns most times, which is a huge advantage there. And so, and on top of that, Bob, I trust. I don't think Ryan Day is not going to be reason to not trust him when hiring coaches. Right?
Yeah.
I can't think of a catastrophic one. Can you think of like a really like a guy that just did not work out at all that he's hired?
I mean, early on, you had Kerry Combs as the D coordinator, and I don't think that I don't think that worked. But he quickly course corrected on that. Yeah. They brought in Jeff Hafley. Or wait, was Hafley before or after?
Yeah, other way around. They brought in Knowles.
Hafley
after.
left, and then they brought in Jim Knowles.
Yeah.
Yes. So he had Hafley left, and they brought in Jim Knowles. And it's like because they promoted from within. It didn't work out. Kerry was a great defensive backs coach, just wasn't as good at running the defense in that present season.
Right.
And so then he makes a course correction, and he goes and brings in Jim Knowles. Jim Knowles is here for 3 years, does a really good job at some stuff.
Yeah.
Horses, like, trying to play some more leverage, get some more money. Hey, we gave you a great contract. You don't like it? Whatever.
Yeah.
Brought in Matt Patricia. Brought in Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien's here.
For a week?
24 hours?
2-year tenure, 2-week tenure.
Yeah.
He doesn't work. Boom, they bring in Chip Kelly.
Right.
Chip Kelly does a great job. People are like, oh, Chip didn't do a good job. Like, you won a national championship.
Right.
And the offense was pretty good.
Yeah, but how much did they win by, though?
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, it's like, I'm looking at it like, what are we talking about? So, he's done a good job. I think Ryan has earned the benefit of the doubt when hiring coaches.
So if you don't
minus the thought, I know that he has earned the benefit of the doubt when hiring coaches. And by the way, Arthur Smith, it's not like they were an abject disaster in Atlanta.
No.
He was 7-10 3 years in a row. I mean, like that in the NFL, like that's where they design you to be.
Yeah, ideally, the NFL wants everyone to be
7-10,
7-10,
8-9,
Yeah.
9-8,
Right.
10-7. I mean, that's it right there. Like he was in the window. So,
I mean, Bob, if you're out there as an Ohio State fan and don't believe in Arthur Smith, and you think, oh, I don't believe that, like this guy's not believe in Ryan Day is where my belief stands. Like I still think Arthur Smith's a great hire. Yes, getting a former head coach and a guy who's been an OC, he's coached with the defense, getting that guy in.
So, here's what I'll tell you. Just like I told everybody about Matt Patricia last year, and I knew Matt would be a good hire. Because a lot of the things that people told me about why they didn't think Matt Patricia would be a good hire, I knew were false through my personal dealings with him. And they're like, look at Detroit. I'm like, Matt's a good dude. Oh, look at this. He wasn't a guy. He wasn't collaborative. Get out of here. I'm like, I know Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia is incredibly intelligent. He's a collaborative dude. Things are going to work out really well. I didn't know they'd be that good this quick, but whatever. I never played for Arthur Smith. I was never on any teams that he was on. I know guys that have been around him, and I know a lot of guys that know him. And I got multiple texts saying this is a good hire. You're really gonna like Arthur. And I'm like, really? They're like, yes. He's really good at his job. You're gonna love his personality. You're gonna love his temperament. And those are from people that I respect in a big way. So I'm like, all right, if you're gonna throw that out to me, I respect you. I know what it is. I'm gonna trust you in this.
Clemson linebacker Luke Farrelly is at the center of some controversy. He plays for Clemson.
What are your thoughts on Arthur Smith?
My thoughts on Arthur Smith? I think he's a good hire. I don't, but like I said, I trust more in Ryan Day. Like I don't know a ton about Arthur Smith. I know he's the Steelers OC, but I look at the Steelers offense and the way it's been constructed. When you've had such bad quarterback selections, so when you made choices to bring in people. And, like, I still think I wish they would have stuck with Justin Fields the entire year that year because I think it was a downgrade to go with Russell Wilson. You had the Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph stuff going on.
I know that Arthur Smith liked Fields a lot.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think that he was liking what they were doing. He was trying to do more with them. I don't know if that was all his call.
But, like, if the Steelers being 15th, I don't pin that on Arthur Smith like, that he can't coach an offense. I pin it more on the fact that they
Who's their second receiver?
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's honestly it's Freiermuth. That's who it is, or it's Jalen Warren. That's their second receiver. But that's so I don't judge him based solely on that, on the results from this past season, because I don't think the last 3 seasons the Steelers have had a good enough offense to do more than they did, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like he got the most out of that offense.
Yeah.
Oh, they won. They beat Baltimore at the end of the year without
Without DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
Right.
I mean, look at that receiving crew. I'm like, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like some of the stuff that they rolled out there in New England with Tom Brady.
There's also just like a million things that goes into being a good coordinator, right?
Yeah.
At any level, but especially in college. First off, he's going to have more talent than, we'll say, half the schedule. They actually play a very strong schedule next year.
It
so
is, but
normally
I
you'd say
still
3/4, but
oh yeah,
9-10 games Ohio State's rolling out there. They have more talent than anybody. What he wants to do, and a lot of this stuff, I'll be the first to say, I'm not smart enough to know the X's and O's of it, but Ryan Day probably wants to run the offense a certain way. Yeah. Or maybe there's stuff that Ryan Day is like, you know what, I know this really well, but Chip Kelly knew this part of the game really well, and Arthur Smith is going to do the same thing. Maybe that's something like the run game, like you mentioned, Carp, with Derrick Henry there and the success with the Titans a handful of years ago, but there's so much more that goes into it than just being like, well, this team was 22nd in points per game last year. That sucks. So he'll suck here. Like, there's just a lot that goes into it more than just a simple stat like that.
I think he's good in the run game, which is where they struggled a little bit this year as far as schematics with things. Chip was really good in the run game. Arthur Smith is really good in the run game. And like you said, they're running Ohio State's offense. And that's what Nick Saban would do when they'd bring guys in. He'd say, we're running the Alabama offense and Alabama defense. So you're going to have to fit your scheme into what we do here and your terminology. And there's not everybody's always down for that. But that's the best way to have success and continuity in college. And so if you're a head coach, that's what you want to do. That's the way you want to pitch it and bring it into people. So you start talking about who would want to do that and all these different things. Well, Arthur Smith is the guy that's checking that box for you.
Yeah. And I was going to add, like, and at this point, like, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league. I mean,
middle,
right? Like,
he's consistent. He's not losing you games, but he's not winning you very many.
So like the offense you run in Pittsburgh this past season is going to be way different than the quarter when you come into Ohio State and you have one of the best, at minimum, 2 or 3 best quarterbacks in the country in the sport.
Right. Bob, do you know if Ohio State interviewed many candidates, or was this?
I think that there was a number that Ryan. Because here's the thing: people say like, "Wow, what was the interview process like?" I'm like, a lot of it's guys just talking on the phone,
right?
Before you don't sit down and have formal interviews. I don't think they interviewed a ton formally, but I'm guessing Ryan reached out to a lot of people beforehand, or at least had a pretty vibrant list, trying to figure out, okay, here's some wish candidates. Here are realistic candidates, and then okay, if this moves like that, here's some other people we can throw into the mix. But I don't think that they, given the timing of it, because I was under the impression that a lot of that stuff was going to go down this week. I think it was like, hey, if I can get Arthur Smith, this is one of the guys high up on the list, and if this works, like I'm going to go with him.
Gotcha.
Did Matt Patricia coming from the NFL and having that much success last year play a role, or do you think that was more of a coincidence?
I think that's part of it.
Okay.
I think if he could get a guy with NFL experience, I think that helped, and that's what he wanted. I don't know if it was like the number one delineating factor with all that, and like Matt Patricia coming in. I know on the defensive side, just given the fact that he's an offensive coach.
Yeah.
Ryan hasn't. He's like, I want a head coach of the defense. So if there was a guy that has had head coaching experience, either in college or the NFL, I knew that was going to be a big plus. And the reason why that matters is, number one, then you can bounce ideas off of those guys from a general program perspective about like what their thoughts are on it, because they've sat in the big chair and they understand like the gravity of those decisions. And hey, I'm thinking about doing this practice-wise, like in general, or maybe changing this up, or what are your thoughts on it? And hey, here's why we did it like this. So I did it before. Maybe I liked the way I did it. Maybe I liked some of it and wanted to tweak it. Maybe I said I wouldn't do that again. And so it's a someone who, Ryan, who's still in his mid-40s, like that is a viable asset to be able to have. And also being the head coach, it gives you this ability. That means you've sat in the big chair before and you've had to go answer questions after games. And so the decisions you make, you look at in the totality of the situation of, hey, should we go for it here? Should we do this? Like offensive coaches, let's go for it all the time, because they don't ever have to go. They don't have to worry about the defense.
Have to get a stop.
I'm not the guy that has to look over and worry about getting the stop. Like I don't have to answer the question of why you went for it as opposed to going for the field goal.
Yeah.
Let's go score some points, buddy. That's what they want to do. So I think that matters a lot when Ryan was looking at some of this stuff, just understanding their risk profile and the fact that they've done it before and they know what it's like to have that job and to wear that burden.
You mentioned you thought some things would go down this week. Do you anticipate any kind of announcement on Patricia, or do you think it's like still just flowing?
There's a handful of jobs open. What do we talk about?
We said there were 5 head coaching jobs.
Atlanta, or not Atlanta. There's Arizona, Vegas,
Buffalo,
Cleveland.
I
think that's it now,
I thought
right?
we had one more. Didn't we have one more in there? I forget about.
I know Matty's friends with Schwartzy, but I don't like if they end up giving it to Schwartz, and
Right.
they're interviewing Nathan Steelhouse. Like, do they bring him in as a coordinator, see the head coach? They try to keep Schwartz that way. I'm feeling better and better as these jobs are closing, but I'll feel a lot better after the Vegas hire. Like I said, I had to listen to people that have a microphone in front of them who think they may know, and they'll sit there and say that Albert Breer's coming in and just trying to gin up interest for Matt Patricia or whatever. And I'm like, gin up interest for what? They've offered it. The deal is the deal at this point.
Right.
It's going to be one of the most lucrative, if not the most lucrative, coordinating position contract in the history of Ohio State, if not the history of college football.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay him $5 million to be the coordinator of Ohio State,
Right.
defense coordinator, but they'll pay him as much as they can. Having other interests from other places doesn't change that.
Sure.
Like, this is what we can offer you. If you can get more than this, and that's the most important thing to you, fine. If getting $250,000 more is big, all right. If it's $4 million, okay, well, I get that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's not it. But I do know this. Like, do you know who is an owner in the Raiders?
I know Tom Brady is.
Yeah, I heard him yesterday on the call talking about that. He's involved in this hiring process, and
Pretty heavily, too, it seems like.
yes. Do you know who he played for?
I got to believe Matt Patricia.
Yeah, the Patriots.
Yeah.
So like there's a connection there. That's real. That is a real connection. And he has a lot of respect for Matt because they won against each other every day in practice. He knows how damn smart he is. So don't think for a second that maybe he's like, hey, if we get an offensive coach, I might talk to him about you, and I might any offensive guy we talk to, what would it be? What would your thoughts be on who you want to bring on the defense? Have you thought about Matt Patricia? And especially if there's some sort of connection there. So that's real. I'm not saying that it's going to happen.
Right.
But I'm sitting there saying, you don't have to be Albert Einstein to connect those dots, for heaven's sake. It's not like, hey, 15 years ago, Matt was a quality control assistant in New England for one season, so him and Tom might know each other. Like, dude, the guys were together for almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Like, that's real as you're going to find.
But I guess, and it's easy for me to push to get in Matt Patricia's shoes and make decisions for him. But like whatever money he's being offered by another team, I got to believe that money will be there next year too, and the year after that. You know what I mean?
Maybe
Like
you go in and suck this year. And
do we really think there's a
I
chance?
don't think that that's the case.
Okay, I was saying, like
how bad do you want to get back to the NFL? Like, there's a lot of things in his selection set, but I think that he is happy. I'm not saying he's going to leave. Right. I don't want him to leave, and I believe that he likes it here. And there's a lot of reasons for him to stay. But, when you get calls from your former quarterback who you have an immense respect for, and you have a good relationship with him and, the ownership structure, and something, like I said, is depending on who they hire as the head coach, is that somebody you want to work for?
Is there, I admittedly maybe just haven't come across it
A
or
leader?
missed it entirely, but I haven't seen any names thrown out for Vegas.
They've interviewed some young offensive guys where they've talked, but I don't think it's been something that's been as high profile as Josh Allen sitting in there in the Phillip Rivers interview, talking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're that far down the line.
Okay.
I want to bring this up briefly. Clemson linebacker Luke Farrelly was
this is good.
Pete Golding, the head coach for Ole Miss, reportedly, according to Dabo Sweeney, tampered with him, trying to get him to come over there, and Dabo went off the way Dabo does.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Farrelly, is that his name?
Yeah.
Arthur
Farrelly.
He had already signed a contract at Clemson.
Right.
He was in class.
He was in class. Not that that matters.
Well, true.
But Dabo said, and I don't know if Ferrelli showed these to Dabo, but he said, he's like, part of the text message, I know that you've already signed your contract. Like, openly acknowledging that I know that this is not how it's supposed to be done, and then trying to solicit him to come to Ole Miss. Like, if you're going to do that, number one,
yeah,
like, they're paying you $8, we can pay you whatever. Like, dude, you better be paying me at least twice that for the emotion, for the backlash and emotional damage I'm going to have to deal with for trying to pull this stunts and get out of here. And also all the legal ramifications and everything else. But there is a problem with that. And I respect Dabo for doing that. I listen, Dabo can wear on you a little bit and he gets a little preachy up there. But I will say this, the reason that no other coaches have gone up and done that is because everybody kind of is doing it.
Yeah.
And they all complain about it, but they're like, well, what, like Nate Oates for freaking Alabama. Jeez. We play teams with pros. What am I supposed to do? Kid chose academics. Meanwhile, they're playing a kid who got drafted 2 years ago, was playing in the G League. You know, what am I supposed to tell you're not allowed to play the victim here, buddy.
Yeah.
And the only reason Dabo has been able to do this is because I think Dabo, who was against the portal and was like vehemently against it, I don't think that he's ever done it. Because if you're going to call people out by name and talk about the text messages and everything else, there better be nothing linking it back to you.
Yeah.
Or else someone's like, oh, look at him do this. Yeah, well, hey, it's about 3 texts. People will be sending you. Look at what Dabo was sending to my guys. So I don't think that those are out there. So he might be the one person that's able to sit there and have the moral high ground and sit there and talk about that and say, this is wrong. This is ridiculous. What are we doing? People need to be held accountable.
So Ferrell's agent, I'm sorry. Ferrell's different. Ferrelli's agent said that
He's happy.
Contacted Clemson general manager Jordan Sorrells in alert to alert him that Jordan Sorrells?
Oh.
To alert him that Ole Miss was going hard after Ferrelli. This was on January 14th, more than a week after classes began.
Listen, I don't care about classes. He'd already signed his contract.
I know, but like he'd signed a contract, he was in classes, and alerted him that Clemson was, or that Ole Miss was going hard after him.
Hard after him? Okay, he's signed, buddy.
I know. And so my problem with Bob is that you should not be able to tamper like that. I agree with the anger with it.
There's a rule that says you can't.
And
rules are meant to be broken.
They are meant to be. We're at least tested, right?
Like
That's
Walter
the way I live.
Salt. You ever seen The Big Lebowski, Bodie?
Oh,
it's unfortunate.
Me either.
Add it to the list.
I thought off your.
I'm just telling you, me either.
Yeah, it's so wildly disappointing. I'm past the stage of disappointment with you. But to reference,
my wife says that all the time.
No, that's
been told that by men a lot more naked than you.
I've been told that by men a lot more naked than you.
You're beyond disappointed. Go ahead.
That's interesting.
It's a segment.
But to quote the famous Walter Solchek, who's portrayed by John Goodman in the movie, this isn't Nom-Smoky, there are rules. Put the piece away, man. Mark it 0. I wasn't over the line. Mark it 0. Am I the only one that gives a bleep about the rules? Mark it 0! And that's where we're at now. Like, nobody cares. Like, this isn't Nom-Smoky, there are rules. And that's the reality of where we're at. There is nobody that seems to care about this. So I hope that they get the screenshots of that and they post it out there.
Me too. Yeah.
Just throw it out.
Right.
Let's see what's going on.
Because Dabo says
Pete Golding coming out denying it. I didn't see any vehement denial from him on the other side.
Haven't seen that yet, yeah. Because Dabo the one time said, NIL, name and image of the Lord. That's what he said that means.
Built
way back
this
when.
program on
Yes.
NIL.
Right.
We built this program
Are they
on God's name image.
They paid guys down there? Probably. But I will say this beforehand. But Dabo was there's no way he was tampering because he was so against the portal. Look at who they brought in. There's no tampering going on. They haven't tried to get anybody.
Yeah. Coming up next, we'll tell you Scott's Juice, Morning Juice.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I mean, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be a son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little fly, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step,
Bella, let's go.
guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Hey, good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Attack and dominate, YouTubers. You're locked into Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. Mics were off there, right, Bo?
Yes, they were.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Always
James
having our
Brown
back.
was still alive. We need that patriotic spirit that James Brown had.
Well, listen, last time he sang a song before a fight, U.S. died. Right?
I like to think that inspired the great...
It sprung a hero?
It sprung a hero. From that was born
Yes.
Sylvester Stallone in Rocky IV. Siberian training.
That's something else. Where was that trained? Really in Siberia? I wonder where they
Not
where
in the
they
Rocky
took the
Mountains.
cameras.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Somewhere in Canada.
Right.
Colorado.
Because I know that Karate Kid Part 2 did not really take place in Okinawa. That was in like Hawaii is where they shot that.
Yeah, halfway.
Bodie, let's get going on what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, thank you,
All that
Newman Roofing.
snow caves in your home.
Yes.
Called Newman Roofing.
That's what you got to do.
I don't know if they do roof replacements. I don't know if they fix a collapsed house.
That yeah.
It's got me juiced. Looking up here, we've got this cold weather alert. Basically, all of Central Ohio they have for extreme cold for the rest of at least another 24 hours. Potential to feel like minus 25.
Ooh.
Till noon on Tuesday. That sounds like it could be chilly.
What point do you guys think it just doesn't make a difference? You know?
Like how
The
cold
wind
it is.
always
Like
wind always matters.
At some point, though, you walk outside and your body just hurts, right? Like minus 25, minus 45. Do you feel the difference?
I'd say probably not at that point. I don't think your nerves are capable.
Somewhere minus double digits is you start to.
Yeah. I would say it's kind of like, the human body, the nerve receptors and endings. I mean, I'm not a doctor with this or a scientist, so don't quote me on it. I always would say, I call it Bob's pain pie theory. If you've ever seen Major Pain, he kind of
Bob's
subscribes.
pain pie theory?
Yeah, I told him, I was like,
Tubby.
you only have so much pain. Your brain can only distribute so much pain. So, like you dislocate your finger. That's why, like, then I shoot you in the leg, and then all of a sudden,
The finger doesn't feel so bad.
finger doesn't feel so bad. I mean, that's what if he plays?
What if he plays?
There's other,
Can't hurt it any worse.
you can't hurt it any worse. Like, it can only feel so bad. Like, you cut your arm off, that stinks. You step on a rusty nail, okay, like your arm probably hurts a little less. Pain had to redirect somewhere else. Only so much going on. I'd like to think that part of this, we live in this HGTV world, and it was 740 or 760 or 780, whatever, and then 1080. And then it was 4K, now
Right.
6K. I'm seeing 8K televisions.
Oh, my goodness.
You get to like 27K at some point. I don't know. I don't even know what the jumps are.
I'm glad they made it the 8K and not the KKK.
Yeah.
KKK.
Why not?
KK.
Just keep stacking them up. But I'd like to think that the human body is kind of like an old school analog television, the old tube TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like the picture's only getting so clear. Like you try
At
to
some
watch.
point.
You ever try to watch hockey on one of those things? Like,
Oh.
I mean, there was no ability
Where's
to do
the
that.
puck?
The best thing that happened to hockey was the development of HD television, huge TVs. Trying to watch it on our old tube TV, 12 inches, sitting on our counter where we eat like our bar top, and I'm like, this is. And I was like, where's the puck? And I'm like, I think it's there. Not really sure. Someone may have thrown a hat on the ice as well. I'm not sure.
Remember Fox did the thing with
The tracer.
Yeah, it was blue if it was at
People-
least 50 or 75 or 50 miles an hour.
People hated that, but I was like, at least I know where the puck
Yes,
is.
exactly. Yeah.
So there's all that stuff going on, and that's kind of bumpy. But I think that's the human body, Bodie. To get all down to it, like probably about minus 25, feels about like minus 45.
All right.
Gonna probably kill you either way at some point. I don't know if it's gonna
That's
make a
good.
difference in the speed. But yesterday, like it was 10 degrees. The wind is what matters about all of it. It was 10 degrees. By the time I was halfway through shoveling, I had my coat off and a t-shirt on outside. I had gloves on, keep
Yeah,
my
it
hands
didn't
warm.
feel that cold out.
No, it
whenever
was
I out.
12, 13, 15 degrees. It wasn't
Yeah.
like it was 30.
It just kept snowing. Every time I'd look out, like, yeah, still snowing.
Oh, there was a little breeze, but not much. But I was sweating bad. So, we had that going. Big snow day yesterday. Shoveled our whole driveway out of there. Got a little help. About half of it got plowed, the front part. But the back is just a giant island with all the stuff. We have the wraparound garage in the back. So there was a lot of stuff there to get all the cars out. It was good. It was good. So hopefully they're getting ahead of this now. I doubt the kids have school tomorrow, either through cold or through wind. But I know this. I mean, it was so bad last night. I can't imagine most of like bigger school districts in the county and township areas having any type of ability to maneuver on roads that are probably fairly highly trafficked, just not crazy main roads. So that's got me juiced, and it was fun. I don't hate a snow day, and they called it early enough that the kids could hang out, go do whatever, and get outside and enjoy some stuff. Before we get to you, Thitoff, do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Trying to get this guy back on for maybe one final farewell. We'll see what we can ultimately do with that. What Schlegel's got to say.
After I graduated, doing 7 years of college and only walked away with an undergraduate and 2 minors. The spring
A lot
game.
of people go to college for 7 years.
Yeah, doctors.
At least he picked up on the reference there. What has me juiced today, guys? Big thank you to my mom for getting me to work today, because otherwise I would have been
your grandmother for me.
I would have been just still chilling in my apartment right now if it wasn't for her. So shout out to her on that. She's pretty much the best mom ever. So got that going for me. Was juiced about the snow day as well. It was kind of fun just watching it fall, continue to fall. I don't think, and not that I can remember, at least in my, adult lifetime, we'll say, ever getting that much snow, at least in one setting. There's probably been times where we've gotten a handful of inches, then it stays cool, the snow sticks around, we get a handful of more a few days later, but I can't ever remember getting a foot plus in one singular day the way we did yesterday. It just kept snowing and snowing and snowing. So that was kind of fun. Fun to watch the football games yesterday. Kind of sad. We got just one football game left here in this 2025-2026 football season. I saw somebody tweet out yesterday after the two games were all wrapped up there last night. Somebody's like, I feel like I just watched Jalen Carter spit on Dak yesterday. I was like, gosh, yeah, that's hard to believe. That was the opening Thursday night game there. So that all has me juiced, Tito, juiced to be in here with you guys, to be able to do the show. Hopefully everybody's staying warm, staying safe out there, and hopefully maybe had the day off from school or work. I have no less than probably 4 or 5 times looked up at the TV and saw come across the bottom ticker there, Lakewood local schools closed. I was like, oh, man, I wish I could have just stayed in high school forever.
Right.
But, Tito,
yeah,
that's not possible. So what has you juiced today, sir?
This reminds me of 1994 in the winters, around this time, I believe, too, in Columbus. It got down to negative 22 degrees. That's not wind chill. That's just the temperature. I lived in an apartment over on Broadview Avenue, I think it was over there, like kind of close to Graceland. And not the Elvis Graceland, the Columbus Graceland. Anyway, and my car had everything was frozen around it. Like I could not get in and unlock it. This is before I even had the keyless entry kind of stuff.
That's pretty rough because I've pulled on my car. And I'm like, I'm debating whether or not I'm going to actually rip my door handle off trying to get in my vehicle.
Yeah.
So I'm in an apartment, and I'm on the third floor of the apartment, or second floor of the apartment building. But when you go down to go out to the driveway part, there's like this very steep hill that you have to go up. And so I see my car's frozen. Like I
got to see where this is going.
I got to put some hot boiling water on the lock.
Oh, nope.
So
that's actually the
I boil
wrong thing.
Whatever. I never said I was a smart person. You guys think
you do realize that hot water freezes faster than cold water.
Okay,
we
look,
looked this up. What?
He does now.
Well,
okay, so look, I'm
you
not
like Kevin carrying that chili in.
I am not that smart. You guys are shocked to hear that. But so I go up and boil some water.
I do know what love
I got this big, like a big pot of boiling water. I walk out to my car. I'm walking up that hill, and I slip, fall backwards on my butt, and I pour the water on myself at the time.
That's great.
So that didn't work out that day. And then also a few years back, about 10 years ago it would have been.
So that's what's wrong with your face.
Appreciate that, Bob. About 10, 11 years ago, we had a big freeze here again. And I saw this science thing where if you throw boiling water, like hot water up in the air, it'll evaporate, right?
Well, it should.
Yeah, well, so this had to be, I don't know, it had to be 10 years ago. Anyway.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
Yeah, it was probably 10, 12 years ago.
And we had the older kids with us, and so they were all teenager stuff. And I thought, guys, watch, this is pretty cool. I get the boiling water. I go out, and I threw it up and slipped again and fell back on my ass, and it did evaporate, thankfully, but I got hurt in the process.
Is there another time where this happened?
Bob, fool me once. Right, shame on me. Fool me twice, strike three. Yes, so no, there's only 2 times that happened. I don't anticipate me trying to do something like that with the kids this year.
Well,
but maybe if I go out in the yard where the snow is, I'm much less likely to fall back, I would think, because I've got like 8 inches kind of secure.
Good. Yeah, you're just falling into a pillow.
Right,
basically.
I'm doing that at that point. So I may. Did you ever try that experiment? Did you ever show it to your kids?
No. We were talking about it last night, though, why warm water freeze. So I looked it up because I was like, there has to be science behind this.
Right.
And I want to say PIBA effect. I looked it up. And
PIBA? Okay.
There's an M at the front of it. MPIBA.
MPIBA, okay.
MPIBA? I don't know. But when water is warmer, there's less hydrogen bonds, so it reorganizes faster and is able to shift states of matter quicker, which is one of the main reason why that occurs. So there you go. You learn something new every day.
A lot of big words at me, so a lot of I don't understand. I'm going to take them as disrespect. I don't know.
It's H2O, so the hydrogen bonds are what connects it. And I guess when there's fewer of them when the water is hot because it's on its way to transition to a gas, and then poof, you throw it in the air and gets it right then.
So you're telling me hot water
freezes faster than cold water.
So should I put hot water in my ice cube trays?
It would freeze faster.
Huh.
Here we go. Save a couple minutes of time right there.
Yeah.
More
do you time them? How long does it take to make an ice cube?
Well,
you know what? I don't know how long it takes. I just know my daughter never refills the damn trays. It takes a lot longer. Sometimes it'll take 9 hours because I'm going to be able to put it in when I get home 8 hours later.
That's terrible.
Tell me about it, Bob.
Why do you need ice?
Kids make my drinks cold.
Just drink them at room temp then.
No, I don't. I'm not a room temp guy. I can't.
Well, I'll tell you this: if you quit filling them up, your kids will either start filling them up or they'll drink stuff at room temp too.
That's fair. Fish brought up a good point. He jumped in the chat and told us Rocky for trading
in Jackson Hole,
Wyoming.
Yeah, it's a nice nugget.
Now the movie's a fraud. Now, if you're gonna say you're in Siberia, be in Siberia.
I don't think they ever said they were in Siberia. It was just alluded to the fact.
They went to Russia.
Went to Russia.
Last time I checked, Wyoming isn't in Russia.
That's not. It's closer to Russia than Ohio is.
That's fair, but I'm just saying. I don't know. Anyway, so thanks to Bill Bennett for joining us today, Bob, and thank you for the ride in today. So tomorrow I pick you up. We're gonna do like a back and forth thing, and I think it was good bonding.
Listen, I don't know if I trust you driving in the snow.
Oh yeah, it was. Listen to me. In all honesty, me not being able to back up in the driveway,
You know what you could have done is shoveled. You're right on the corner. You could have shoveled from your driveway to this other street, which I'm guessing that was probably plowed.
I'll tell you this much: I walked out of the bathroom this morning to grab some paper towels, and all I know is I heard Tito look at Tyvis and say, "Yeah, I couldn't get out of my driveway to go pick up one of my friend's daughters." I wasn't sure where the rest of that story was going.
I did say to him I was going to go
for
out
a sleepover. I think
my
was
friend's
the final line.
sleepover, and I said, "Not with me, with my daughter." But that's what. But it's probably for the best that I did not accomplish that task, because who knows where my car would have been.
Level 3 snow emergency. Why are you out on the road? I was just picking up this 11-year-old girl.
Picking up this 11-year-old girl, man. What's so weird about that? No, I would have said I'm with the fan. I'm essential personnel. You on your way to the fan?
I tell you what.
Sure.
As if, you can never have enough negotiation on your side in life. I would expect a raise to be coming our way if we're that essential.
If we're essential employees, you're right. There should be like a base.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, considering people couldn't make it to Cincinnati last weekend.
Those roads were bad, dude. They have no snow and not that cold, but the roads, though, it was tricky bad.
A lot of potholes.
It was sneaky bad, Bob. It was sneaky bad. Thanks all of you for tuning in. We appreciate that. We are back tomorrow. We'll tell you who drives